Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to hopefully be refinishing, making over some pieces that I recently got. So let me show you what they are. Okay, so I got two side tables that I want to try to refinish. So one, in my opinion, is cuter, which is this one. I don't know, I just think it has like a nice design to it. However, this one is much better quality. So this is vintage. That one, I'm not sure. I mean, the style definitely looks like it, but this I got at an antique sale. It's solid wood. You can see like the way the drawers are put together. You can tell it's like a good quality table. And this lifts up. So you pull this here. Oh, geez. Oliver's testing it. Okay. So once both sides are up, it looks like that. So it's nice if you need a space where like you need it to be down because you don't have much space, but every now and then you need to open it. But yeah, and then this one doesn't do anything. It's just like that. So because this one is a lot nicer quality, it was more expensive. I got this one, as I said, at an estate sale, and it was the day that it was 50% off, so I got it for about $37.50 plus tax. And then this one I got at Goodwill. So as you can see, it was $9.99 plus tax. This has actually like really cute handles. I want to reuse them, and it's in great shape. I think, well, like the drawers and everything. And honestly, the sides and the legs all look pretty good. So I really just need to focus on the top. The top is very messed up. Not only does it have a bunch of scratches, but there are some areas where it seems like the stain has come off. I don't know if they tried to sand it and then just didn't commit to it, but there's also like a round one there and here, so it's probably just like water damage. The same goes for this one. The top just looks really bad, honestly, especially like right there, so I'm gonna have to sand all of this off. And this one I'm gonna have to sand everything because everything is in pretty bad shape. Now the plan is to keep this wood. I would like to just sand everything and restain it and just keep that like wood look. I think it deserves it because it's just a nice old solid wood piece. Now this one I am open to painting just because it is like a veneer top and stuff, so we'll see. But because this part doesn't need much work, maybe I'll just try to match a stain here to this. So first I'm just gonna clean it a bit. The thing that I hate about working out here is that the floor isn't even, so everything wobbles. Alright, so I'm going to go in with a 120 grit sandpaper. And yeah, just try to not mess up the veneer, like especially towards the edges. I feel like that's where it can happen easily. So I'm going to be really careful. Okay, so I'm feeling like I'm going to have to go with maybe like my 80 grit or something because it's not really getting the stain off. I kind of want this to match these parts that are already discolored. Wow, that went so much better than I expected. Like, now I'm not even sure if this is a veneer. I think it still is. It's just like a thick one. So I was able to get that whole layer off, and we have a great base. So I think now I'll go back in with the 120, just so that it's not like rough. Look at that, no chipped corners or anything. The only one is right here, which was already there. So very happy with that. Okay, so I'm kind of realizing that the rest of the table isn't as in good of shape as I thought it was. Like, these are pretty deep dents, and there's some kind of like all over the legs. And if I fill these with wood filler, then it's gonna kind of look weird, I think, if I just stain it over it. So I'm kind of thinking of painting the bottom part and then staining the top. I think it might look good. Trust me, I don't really like to paint over wood. I know people get upset about that. And it wasn't my first choice, but I think I kind of have to, because for me to be able to sand this down to how deep that is, I just think that's not gonna work. So I think I'm gonna scuff sand all of this and paint it. I just have to decide on a color. All right, but first things first, let's get these handles off. I picked up this mist tint can that's for cabinet and furniture. That was $7, which is a great price. And it's in this color. I don't know how well it's coming across on camera. And I kind of feel like this might be good for this piece. I was putting the little handle next to it, and I just feel like it kind of goes. I don't know. I think I might try it. I'm thinking of trying it first on the drawer, because I feel like this will just be easier to like sand again or whatever to remove it if I don't like it. But yeah, but first I actually need to do some sanding. I actually love the color of just the natural wood on this piece. If it weren't for all the dents and then having to paint because of that, I honestly think I would just sand everything and seal it. Like, I think it's so pretty. All right, I guess we can try the paint. Well, maybe I should have taped this off. I can still clean the paint. Okay, I wiped off the excess and put some tape. While this side, this drawer dries, let's do the other one. No, I forgot to put the tape. Hold on, I think I can still do it. All right, now let's do a second coat on the other one. Did you guys hear that? I think 2 coats is good. I don't know, I'll wait for it to dry and see if it needs a third. Okay, so now that these are drying and I think I'm happy with the color, I'm gonna move on to the actual table. And this is the part I've been dreading. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear, our AC is right there. It's kind of annoying, so it might be loud, I'm sorry. But this is the part I've been dreading just because there's so many curves and things, so I'm probably gonna have to do it mostly with the little sand block. Maybe here I can do it with the sander. But yeah, here I go. I did as much as I could with the electric sander. Now's the fun part. Okay, coat number 1 is done, and I actually just decided to read the instructions on the can, even though with the drawers I did not do that. And apparently you're supposed to wait 4 hours before doing another coat, which I definitely did not do with the drawers, but I think I am going to do it with this just to make sure that I'm getting the coverage and durability that I want. I definitely need another coat. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I can still see through a bit because I didn't use a primer. And I left the top wood. I went all the way to the edge, and I think I almost left it like this because I do like this light wood, but I think it's like a little too similar to the pink color. So I'm thinking just doing it slightly darker, and I think that'll also tie in nicely with like the drawer pulls. So I guess I'll continue tomorrow, since in 4 hours it's gonna be dark out here. All right, it's the next day. Let's get the second coat on this. Honestly, I think it might possibly even need a third. I don't know, we'll see. is done. Well, it's a week later because I went on vacation, but I'm finally gonna finish this table. It's just been here ready to stain. The good thing is that me being away gave this a lot of time to dry, so perfectly dry. And yeah, let's stain. Okay, so this is the stain I'm gonna use. I came inside to show you guys because honestly it's so noisy outside with like the pool waterfall. But yeah, this is the same I used on that coffee table I redid like recently, and I think it's a pretty color. I think it'll look good. Alright, I'm gonna let the stain dry and then we'll seal it. And this is the top coat I'm gonna be using. It's a clear one. I put a second coat. While we wait for that to dry, let's put the handles back on. So I accidentally filmed this clip in slow-mo, so it has no audio. So I'm doing this little voiceover just to explain that basically I felt like the top of the table looked a little too dark once I put the top coat, and I just wasn't liking it. I wanted the lightness of the wood to kind of match the color of the handles, so I decided to sand everything off. And the problem in doing that is that since it's a veneer top, which is kind of thin, I accidentally just, you know, sanded a little bit too much in one spot, which you guys will see a bit more later. But yeah, I just decided to do the top coat directly on top of the raw wood. And this time I actually decided to mix the top coat with some water just so that it would be easier to apply. Okay, it's already starting to dry down and I think it's looking much better. But I'm gonna let that dry completely and then I'll do a second coat. Okay, so once I put the top coat, it got a little darker, and now this part that got sanded too much is like noticeably lighter, which kind of sucks. And I didn't know what to do. I considered just painting everything, I don't know, but then I decided to try this. I ordered these markers and crayons that you're supposed to use to, like, see, it says to restore color to any wood surface. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I thought it was worth a try. I think I'm just gonna go for the marker. It says to start with the lightest color, which this is, other than white, and then wipe it quickly with the cloth to remove any excess. Oh, okay, here we go. I mean, worst case, I just paint over everything, right? I feel like it can't look any worse than it does now. I'm gonna work along the edges first, just because that's less scary. Okay, that's definitely matching what you see along the edge, but I need to work my way into here. I feel like it's a bad angle because my hand's in the way. Hold on. Oh, I'm nervous. Okay. I'm gonna try to draw like the grain a little bit. I got it, it's actually getting better little by little. I feel like if I didn't know I had filled that in, it would look like pretty good. I don't think I would notice it. Right? Am I crazy? Well, you guys probably are really noticing it because you know it's there. You know what, guys? I'm pretty happy with that. So I think I'm done with this one. Time to move on to table number 2. Well, I apologize for the noise. I'm now in my garage. These are other pieces of furniture that I need to work on. But it's just too hot outside. And in here, at least I have a little like AC in it. So let's get started on sanding. Did I just find a bullet in the drawer? Look at this. It's like heavy. Is that a bullet? Okay, so once again, sorry for the noise. It's that AC right there. But, okay, so I have this sanded, and now I need to choose stain. I haven't sanded the drawers yet because I kind of want to use this for reference. I want to get something that's like a little similar to the color it used to be. It might not be perfect, but I want to get it close enough. The two stains I have right now are this one, which is Early American, and then I have Special Walnut, which is actually my favorite. And I feel like it's a little bit darker than Early American, so I might try that. And then maybe if it needs some warmth, I could do Early American on top of it. I don't know. Let's test it out here on the back. Let's see. That looks really dark. A lot darker than I thought it would, honestly. I'm gonna do Early American on this side. Okay, I just sanded it all off because honestly I didn't like any of them, but I feel like the side looks different than the top slightly. I don't know, so I think I'm just gonna try to do Early American on top, and if I really hate it I could just sand it off. The good thing is that everything sands off really easily. So yeah, I feel like maybe I needed something lighter, but I don't have it, and I don't really want to buy more stain because I've just been buying a lot of materials lately for furniture. So I'm gonna give it a try and we'll see what happens. Here goes nothing. I don't think I've ever seen Early American look this dark. Like, look at the color it's supposed to be. So this wood, I guess, just is a bit darker. I wonder how it'll dry. I think I'm gonna just do everything and then wait and see how it looks dry. All right, it's the next day. I let this fully dry and I'm still unsure about it. I feel like it's looking a little lighter on camera. It looks darker in person, and I didn't want it to be this dark, but I'm not really sure what to do, and let me show you why. I'm using the flashlight on my phone to show you guys under the table. I just tested the same stain over here to see how it looked, and here it's actually looking really similar to the original color. Like, it's a bit more red. So it almost feels like this wood is a different type than the bottom, and I'm not sure how to make them match now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and finish staining the rest of the bottom. There's a few places that I need to sand first, but I'm gonna get the bottom done and then I'll figure out what the heck to do with the top. Alright, let's move on to the drawers. Before I sand it though, this drawer has like this green felt thing, which I'm gonna remove. I don't know why they did that. I don't know if the drawer is in bad condition underneath, or if maybe they just wanted something like soft. I don't know, but it's only on one of them. Oh my god, there's so many paper clips in here. Alright. It's in pretty good shape. I just need to clean it up. The knobs are in good condition, so I don't think I'm actually going to do anything to them. Now we'll see if the drawers, the wood is similar to the top or the bottom. Can't really tell right now. I think it's more similar to the top. It's like, yeah, it's darker. Okay, so I'm still working on the other side tables, but I worked on these off camera. I didn't bother filming because I didn't think I was gonna do much, but I ended up painting it white and restained the top. I'll put a before here so you guys can see the difference, but I was going for a farmhouse look. I think they look cute. And I wanted to show you really quick because I already listed them and someone's already coming to pick them up. So yeah, just thought I would include it in this video too. They're like solid wood. They have like the dovetail joints. They're by Hammery, which apparently is a very nice brand. So yeah, well, they look good. I'm actually like really proud of myself for these. Okay, so I am not really happy with where this is at right now. It seems like the wood that they use for the legs is different than this part and the top part. And so this top part is looking very dark and almost like grayish. I don't know if you guys see that. but then the legs are looking very red. So because it's easier to sand this than this, I think I'm gonna change this part. I'm gonna sand it again, and then I got a different stain. This is in red oak, so I'm hoping it'll give us that reddish tint that this has. It might not be perfect, but it's kind of hard to predict how this is gonna stain, considering that this early American stain is so much darker on this wood than it's supposed to be. So we're gonna try it out and see what happens. I think I'm actually gonna test it on the drawer front because this is the exact same color as this, so I think it's the same wood. I'm very curious as to what kind of wood this is, because look how dark it is naturally and just like very gray toned. This stain right here is semi-transparent, so hopefully it shouldn't darken it too much, but just give us that reddish tint that we're looking for. I really hope this works because I don't want to keep buying stain. I think that's good. It's still pretty dark, but it definitely has a reddish tint to it. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna let it dry and then we'll come back and take a look. So the color didn't really turn out how I was hoping. It's still not as red as I wanted, but I think it's a little better. So I just went ahead and did the other drawer, and then I sanded this top part, and I need to sand the sides, and I'm just gonna use that second stain and hope that it's good enough, because I just don't know what kind of wood I'm dealing with here. I'm sure someone more experienced would know, but it's just such a strange color, and I feel like nothing I put on here looks like what it's supposed to look like. Okay, the table's sanded, but I'm actually gonna try something. I'm gonna try to mix the new stain, the red oak, with some paint thinner and see if I can get it to not apply as dark, but still like keep the redness. So we'll see. I have about equal parts stain and paint thinner in here. Alright, now we let it dry. Alright, it's the next day. This is where we're at. I do think it looks better. The top and the legs still aren't the exact same shade, but I think it's fine. It looks good enough. And I brought it outside, one, to just get a better look at the color, but also because I'm going to be sealing it. So I'm going to use this spray for like the legs, the whole bottom part, because I think it's just like easier. And then for the top, which needs like the better protection because it's where you're going to be putting stuff, I'm just going to use my usual like poly. It is so hot. That's why I haven't been working on projects out here, but I needed the ventilation today. Alright, now for the top part. So I have my mixture of polyurethane with some water in here, just to make it easier to apply. Today I'm going to try with a roller. I've seen people do this and it seems to be easier than with a paintbrush, so we'll see. Wow, that was actually so much faster and so much easier than with a paintbrush. I'm gonna let it dry. Maybe I'll do another coat after. Well, this took longer than I expected, specifically the second table, as you guys saw, but I'm finally done. I'm very happy to be done with them, and honestly I feel like I just learned a lot through the process of dealing with both tables. Like the first one with having to fix like the top, like the veneer, to the second one, the wood just not staining how I expected. So I've definitely learned a lot, and I feel like I'll use a lot of this experience for future projects, so it's fine. But in the end, I still feel like the amount of time I put into it and the amount of like materials I used are still worth it for like the price that I got them. The first table, as you guys saw, I bought it for 10 bucks and I didn't use much on it. I mean, I used some paint. I have a big container and I only use like some of it. And I used some stain on top and the top coat and I guess the markers, so there's that. But these are things that I'm going to be able to use for like many projects. But yeah, in the end I listed it for $80, which I think is fair, but I think the problem a lot of people are having is that it's only one nightstand and most people want a set. So ultimately it ended up selling for $65, I think. So not bad, you know, 10 bucks, sold it for 65. I wish I could have gotten more, but again, I've learned that when it's a single nightstand, it's more difficult. I know I showed the pair of like the white nightstands that I painted, but I don't know if I mentioned the prices. I got that set, I think for $15. It was either 15 or 20 at an auction, and I sold the set for $2.50. So sets are definitely the way to go. And as for the last one, the one that like lifts up on the sides, I haven't listed it just yet since I just finished it. The whole reason I got this table and I was willing to pay like almost $40 for it at the estate sale I went to is that when I took a picture of it and I Google lensed it like on the spot, I saw a bunch online that were selling for like at least $600. There's one listed right now for $985, but there is one for $627. I saw another one that was like 600, yeah, 613. So definitely can make some profit off that. I'm not gonna go that high, but I'll try to find a price somewhere, you know, that makes sense for Facebook Marketplace. Because that's something that I feel like some people don't keep in mind, is like they'll look at how much something is being sold at a website like First Dibs or forget what the other one is that has like a lot of antique and vintage furniture, but those are like really trusted websites that people know they can like rely on it being real and that all the information is correct and all that. When you're selling on Facebook Marketplace, people just have your word, so, and like a few pictures to look at. So I try to take that into consideration when pricing things and not pricing it like what I see online. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was quite the journey to get to the end, but I hope you guys enjoyed it or at least learned like I did. And if you guys would like to see more videos like this, let me know. I have quite a few furniture pieces still in my garage that I need to refinish, so I'm gonna be doing that anyway, but if you guys want me to film the process, then let me know. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!